Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of the Racing with Addy podcast. I'm Addy, if you don't know already. This is my dad.
Daddy.
His name's Adam. And we're going to do a podcast throughout the season. Today we're going to talk about Bowman Gray and some things coming up for Daytona. And yeah, if you guys have not seen already, I'm on Instagram and YouTube as Racing with Addy. You can find my shop on Printify. And this should be on Spotify if we can get it hooked up. So, yeah. And then I also have a link for Go Wish for my race day essentials if you guys want to go look at that. So
This is our first podcast, so bear with us.
yeah, it might be a little interesting.
Yeah. So Bowman Gray.
Yeah, Bowman Gray.
Got the season started.
Yeah, but it got postponed
Yeah.
a while. A lot of fans were mad about it, and I understand for those that come far away. Like, if you come all the way from, California or whatever, and you're trying to get there, I understand where it's frustrating, but at the same time, they do everything they can to have the race.
Yeah.
So,
That's part of racing and part of outdoor sports, but I think everybody was excited for the season to get started back. And
yeah.
going from Sunday to Wednesday, it took a while for everybody to get settled in and ready for the race.
Yeah, and we've been through the whole delay thing before, Charlotte twice.
Oh, yeah.
So it happens.
Rain delays and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. It was a great race, though.
It was a really good race. There were, I have 17 cautions.
17 cars.
And 11 lead changes.
Yeah, and I heard on NASCAR radio that the average speed was like 21.5 miles an hour.
Way better than last year.
Yeah.
I think this race was better than the best short track race last year.
Yeah. They got to use the rain, or what do they call them? Wet weather tires.
Yeah, I always try to call them slicks, but it makes no sense because it's the other one.
Yeah.
So,
that was kind of interesting to see them try to do those flat turns.
Yeah.
In the rain. So.
And unfortunately, we didn't get to watch the last chance race or qualifying because we were pretty busy. But I was really sad that Noah Gragson didn't make it in. That one.
Yeah.
And Alex Bowman wouldn't have made it in if it wasn't for last year.
Yeah.
So, the drivers that made it in, this is in order from first to last. We have Ryan Preece, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Josh Berry, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Connor Zilic, Kyle Busch, SVG, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, you can't really go by how they finished for that race because
it was
of all
luck.
the 17 cautions and.
I don't think one driver went untouched.
No.
I think
that's what I liked about it. I
it.
like short track racing because they get to hit and bang and it's kind of tougher to get around.
And the tires made it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And I think that we should do more races in the rain like that.
Yeah, I've been a big proponent over the years to make the cars harder to drive and not hold up as good. I know that sounds weird, but test the driver's skill on a hard car to drive. And I thought that the rain or the sleet or whatever it was really made that a lot better.
Yeah, and you could see like a difference in a lot of drivers. Like the road course drivers did way better with the wet weather tires.
Yeah, SVG did really good.
Yes, and so
started
Connor
out
Zilic
in the back, and then
and you had like Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson who struggled there. So did Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
So and Chase Elliott even did. I mean, he wasn't doing bad, but he got.
I was really happy for Ryan Preece though. That was
good.
A pretty good ending, and he got emotional there at the end, and I like that because that's what the sport is. So.
I think this might be his year. I think he might improve a lot. Not his championship year necessarily, but I think that he will win again. So there was some drama with SVG and Daniel Suarez.
Oh, yeah.
So we were watching it, and what I can't really remember is SVG was like, Daniel must be thrilled he's not my teammate anymore. All that.
Yeah, there must have been some bad blood last year, and they just didn't show it. But it was right out of the gate. They were at each other's throats. So that was a little shocking.
Yeah.
It's going to make for a long year.
Yeah, and Shane is usually a pretty calm guy. So I was
Yeah.
I was shocked
they were
about
getting
that.
mad at each other.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez got into it.
Well, yeah.
What I saw is they were rubbing a lot. I think Bubba got into him a few times accidentally, and that made Suarez mad.
Yeah, short track racing does that.
Yeah, so
And I think that those two in particular, they're really excited to get the season started and
a lot of potential.
to already start bumping and hitting. They probably got a little testy really quick.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what happens with Shane though and Daniel because that did not sound very good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So there was a lot of wrecks, and I don't remember every single one of these, but there's a few I remember, so I just read them all down.
Well, it was happening so quick that we can't really say whose fault it was.
Yeah, it was just everything. So Blaney and Bubba made contact at the beginning, and they're like best friends, so I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal, but they just made contact. We had this one's a big one. So Bubba Wallace wrecked, got into Carson Hocevar, and a lot of fans were like, "That's what happens to Carson for all he did last year."
I don't agree. I thought Hocevar had a really good, clean race and showed a lot of respect. And but sooner or later you have to get into somebody.
And last year he was learning.
I thought he raced really well. Came from mid-pack up to the front pretty quick.
Just didn't finish very good.
Didn't finish because he got in some of those little scuffles. But I thought he did real well. I do not agree with that he is a reckless driver.
Yeah, I don't either. I've never agreed with that. I think last year he was learning, and we all know how new drivers are. They want to win.
Yeah. Back in my day, Jeff Gordon came on the scene, and I think his first year he wrecked every car he was in, but he ended up being a champion.
Yeah, I saw a video of Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon the other day after that. But yeah, I thought Hocevar got a lot of damage for that wreck, and a lot of people are like, that's what he gets for everything he did last year. I again think that's.
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure it wasn't on purpose that anything happened like that. A lot of this was just very accidental. It was a mess, but it was good. There was a big multi-car spin, and it led to a lot of damage with Blaney, Hamlin. Who else? Hocevar. Hocevar got damaged the most again. I don't know how he finished.
Yeah.
He was in everything. But that was a big one. I thought it was more drivers than that. Like, I thought it started from the back. They were pushing too hard, and then it just ended up getting crazy.
Yeah, the next thing was Larson had a hard time.
Oh, goodness.
I see him as a very good speedway driver, road course driver, pretty decent, but the small, short tracks, seems like he struggles a little bit.
Yeah, and I have it right here. He won the pole. And he led the most laps with 67.
Yeah, 67.
67.
But getting a pole is completely different than racing. And when you get out there and start hitting and banging, and two, being forced to do some different things with the pits. They didn't have a traditional pit.
Yeah.
They had a halfway point where they could go behind the wall and work on it. Certain things like that kind of takes the rhythm out of a driver, and maybe that got into Larson's head.
While I'm thinking about it, what happened at the end there with everybody running out of gas? That was
I don't know. They made multiple comments on TV that Larry McReynolds was even confused because he said, at the 100 lap or halfway point where they went behind the wall and changed tires, that if they would have filled up, that they could make it the rest of the way.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
They had a lot of caution laps waiting to get started when the rain and the sleet happened, but I think some of them gambled that try to be as light as you can.
Yeah, I don't see why you would do that.
You leave a few gallons out, you save on some weight. So maybe some of them gambled there at the end and it didn't work out.
Yeah, and it was all Hendrick cars too.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott, who else? Larson maybe? Yeah. I don't know.
And I think they mentioned too they didn't have their full pit crews, right?
Yeah.
They had a lot of
yeah,
shop
we had
guys,
a few of them.
There behind the wall because it wasn't a time pit stop.
Yeah, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but Hendrick Motorsports, they had to split the haulers.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was.
I didn't read that.
Yeah. Okay, and then after that, there were a lot of caution like in the middle for weather. Because they got back out on the track, and they said, just kidding, we're going to switch to wet weather tires.
Yeah.
And they get back on, and then it started clearing up. I was like, if they make them switch again. But, yeah, that was a long part of the race. Then we had Josh Berry. He slid to the outside wall on the wet tires.
Yeah,
He was the first one.
I hated that because
He did good.
I like watching him. I like him, all of his interviews, and I was really hoping he would do well.
And he did good in that last chance race is what I heard.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then we had several drivers spin. Cindric, Hamlin, and Ty Gibbs, but then Ty Gibbs also got in another thing. And I thought it was so funny. I was laughing. So Chase Elliott went up and accidentally spun him, but then he went to the nose and pushed Gibbs back around, and they just kept going. I thought it was really funny because it reminded me of like a video game. You would do that in a
What
video
did
game.
Chase think?
Okay.
What do you think happened, Chase?
I brought that in from a room.
Yeah, Austin Dillon spun. I think a lot of them, it looked like they were trying to catch their front tires on the inside apron of the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever been there, it's kind of like a little, it's the same level as a racetrack, but it's a little bit different material. And it looked like a lot of them were trying to hook their front tire on that apron, and the least little bit of contact, it would spin them out. So.
It was all about injury too. If they messed up, it was over. Okay, then Shane Van Gisbergen got spun by Briscoe, which collected Connor Zilic.
I was. That was a little incident, but Connor Zilic, I'm really rooting for him this year.
Me too. I think a lot of people are saying that he's not going to have that good of a season, but I disagree because obviously he's not going to win the championship.
I disagree too, and I don't think that you can judge it by Bowman Gray.
Yeah,
I don't think that's an indication of what he can get done.
Yeah, and no, he's not going to win 12 races. No, he's not. Probably won't win a championship. Not saying it's not possible.
If he wins one race, that would be.
I think he could. One or two, maybe. And you've got like people like Dale Jr. and a lot of other people talking about how you could bet on him for a lot of races this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We already talked about the wet weather tires. Oh, the Clash moving next year. This is a question. I low-key don't want it to move. That's an unpopular opinion. I did miss the Speed Week thing.
I grew up, Speed Week started this week, and you had 2 weeks basically of racing. And it was something happening on the track every day down in Daytona. But it was Daytona. It's a long track. It's neat to see it kind of get started on a short track.
Yeah, I like the short track.
Some of that stuff between Suarez and SVG might spill over into the rest of the season, and it got started on a short track.
Gave us something to look for.
Yeah.
And the racing was really good. And I feel like if we moved it to Daytona, which correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be a lot like the duels. It would get a lot like that because they have to get in the same way they do for the Daytona 500. So I don't know if I would like that as much.
The short track, they were willing to hit each other and do some things that they normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And at Daytona, it's such high speeds and so much at stake. I don't think that they've gotten to a point at those racetracks where they don't really do much extra to put themselves in. And
when they changed the horsepower for short tracks, it was good for us to see what that was going to look like.
And I don't know. I guess the jury's out on that, but I don't know if that, I think it was around 50 horsepower or something. I don't know how much that'll change.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it helped a little bit already.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, that's a story for another day. But, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Ryan Preece. We haven't really talked about him, but he won the race. So obviously, he's never won a Cup points race. I think he can this year, though.
Yeah. I was happy for him.
He got really emotional.
He got emotional. He has struggled in the past, and he was worried that he wouldn't have a job.
flipped at
for
Daytona.
the sport. You know, when I was younger, I was an Earnhardt fan and then a Junior fan, and you wanted them to win every race. But in today's sport, the way I follow it, you want good racers and personalities in the sport, and I'm glad he's still in the sport, and that is a huge win for him. So.
Yeah, I was really happy about it, especially after I remember that wreck he got in at Daytona.
Yeah,
I remember that vividly because that was the first one.
it was a bad one.
It was really bad. It was like the first big one I saw because that's when I got into it. I remember that night I was scared because that was really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that he got to do that before 500.
But you know, I've seen that a lot in the past where drivers get emotional when they finally get a win, or they get a win from coming back from a bad experience, and that's what I love about the sport.
Yeah, and RFK, I think this year they're gonna do really well because Chris Buescher did a really good job.
Yeah.
So I think that RFK will be good this year. Obviously Brad Keselowski missed the Clash.
Yeah.
Had Corey LaJoie run it, which they didn't get in, but I think Brad will do better because I've always said I think in Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch there's still something left. I feel like they're not done with their career yet.
Right.
So, yeah. So, 2311 today announced that Corey Heim is going to run 12 races in the Cup Series, in number 67. I think I said that all the time today. They're going to be running at Daytona, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, Nashville, San Diego, Chicagoland, Indianapolis, Daytona again for the fall race. Well, fall, late summer. And then Darlington, then the Charlotte fall race, and then the championship at Homestead.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Good.
I really think Corey Heim could do really well.
Yeah, I like what he's done in the other series. So
if he didn't win that championship, I feel like all the fans would have lost their mind last year. That would have been bad. And then we had Carson Hocevar sign with Spider Motorsports again for a long term. Yeah. And that shut down a lot of rumors with him replacing Alex Bowman next year. And I'm kind of disappointed because I really thought he would have done well. Do you think this is Alex Bowman's last season at Hendrick?
I don't see anything yet, but you know, he still has a lot left in his tank, as they say. I think he's
Jeff Gordon has.
Yeah, I think he's a great racer, but you know, it takes a lot for them to make it. I mean, it takes the sponsorships, it takes the whole team getting along, and gelling good with everybody at the whole organization, and maybe something's off there. I don't know for sure, but but maybe something's off, and maybe he does. I've seen drivers in the past, leave an organization and go. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was a Hendrick driver, and then he went to Gibbs and just completely blew up. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of me thinks that it is, but the other half thinks it's not. Because Jeff Gordon has said in the past a lot that he has a lot of potential. Yeah. So I don't know. I think he'll sign a 1-year extension. Yeah. That's what I think.
Well, maybe so. I think Spire Motorsports is a great organization.
They're gonna do good this year, I think.
But I think if Hocevar can keep his car clean and race good and take what the car gives him and don't try to force anything and get into other people and cause all those problems, I think he stands a chance to probably go anywhere he wants because he's a great personality. I love seeing his different driver suits and he's a fan of the sport. I mean, he goes to all the qualifying races.
Xfinity, O'Reilly, sorry.
Local tracks. I've seen pictures of him at local tracks, and the sport needs a good personality. And I hope he makes it.
There is not one nonchalant bone in his body. That's what I like about him. He is so cool.
Well, we went and had our visit down there at the race shop and saw his Chili's.
Oh, it was so
Drivers
cool. And it's funny because all of the race suits were like so small.
Yeah.
And you look and you could tell
Really
which one was Carson.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, we met him at Martinsville.
Martinsville.
Yeah. And the first year I went. And he was really nice.
Yeah.
So he's cool. Okay, then we have Charlotte officially going to the Oval in the fall, which we go to Charlotte all the time, and that's something we are really happy about.
Yeah, that's kind of our hometown track that we go to all the time. The Roval was really neat because I really haven't been to a road course, and being able to see it there at Charlotte was really neat, but it got kind of a little boring.
I enjoyed the Xfinity race last year. I enjoyed watching SVG win, especially when I interviewed him that day. But road course was not my favorite. Like the first year they added that turn, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
But last year they figured it out and it got boring again. And I think Charlotte is meant for Oval for sure. So
I'm excited for it to be back.
Yeah, and this is kind of off topic, but my best friends that we take have never been to an Oval race that wasn't rained out because we took them to the 600, but it got rained out. So I'm excited to see them finally get to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then RFK announced that they're going to be doing a tribute for Greg Biffle. They're going to use the font of Greg's previous car on the numbers on the side.
Yeah, losing Greg Biffle's just a huge loss.
It was so sad.
He was a great race car driver in person. I mean,
great person.
How he did things for the hurricane community. It's horrible. Right before Christmas, family members. It was just a bad situation. And nothing better than Ralph Fenway to do something like this because he deserves it. And I hope the whole industry remembers him all year. And he was a great personality.
I hated it because it was his whole family.
Yeah.
Especially the little boy and his daughter. Yeah. That was really unfortunate. But this will be really good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did a sticker on the side of the car.
Yeah. Of course, what's the fella's name? I watch him all the time. He does the Do It For Be Like Biff. Cletus McFarland.
Yeah.
He's an awesome character, and they were really good friends. So I'm anxious to see the 16 everywhere.
Yeah, I hope AJ Allmendinger will really bring that. And he has the potential, so I think it will mean a lot to AJ this season. So that's about it. We'll probably be back on next week for Daytona. We'll probably do predictions.
We got our makeshift studio in my garage.
We've got mini Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Got some Dale Jr. cars.
And the camera and the stuff is in the back of one of my old trucks.
Yeah, we're
old 70 K10 Chevrolet.
Yeah, if you see us looking around a lot, it's usually because of the truck. And
be patient and give us some good criticism.
Yeah, good criticism. And hopefully Monday or at some point we can do our predictions for this season.
Yep.
So, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys later. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, follow us, everything, and we will see you next episode.